You are over it. The world is not over it.
I'll admit, I thought it was over when the Arizona Cardinals beat the internet to the punch when they would get blown out by Carolina. I'm like, okay, they stole it. Let's pass the baton to sad Ben Affleck. Let that be the new.
Here's the best part, though. How about, so Jordan's aware of it and okay with it, but he has his business team monitoring it to make sure that nobody profits off it. So what do you like better, that he's cool with it or that he's not allowing anybody to make money on it?
Well, I actually like the fact that he's cool with it. And that he understood that this just became a thing. Who that guy is or who that woman is.
It's our culture.
So it just shows that Jordan's cool and that he's in on the joke. So I appreciate it. I just hope nobody gets sued.
I like that he's cool to it to a point. I'm good with it,
Well,
but
this
I'm
is
not
why
gonna
he's
let you
worth
mess my money.
$1.1 billion.
Exactly.
Got to protect your name.
And you know who really won? The Villanova girl last year.
Piccolo girl? Yeah.
We need to show that. Can everyone remember that? We have.
She won last year.
Molly Qerim here. Welcome back into Mike and Mike. Even though it just snowed here in Connecticut, believe it or not, it's spring. How do I know this? Because baseball is underway, and people tell me. Amongst the issues in baseball that were addressed this offseason are iPads, tobacco use, and the etiquette of sliding. This was inspired in a large part because of Chase Utley. Agree or disagree with the rule and how to slide. It's kind of refreshing to see Major League Baseball focus on how to make the game better or safer rather than steroid use or tobacco. Coming up, Mel Kite there. Welcome back into Mike and Mike. I'm Molly Qerim. The Warriors had a little bit of a hiccup on Friday versus the Celtics, and we really didn't expect another one unless the Spurs got them. Well, the Timberwolves had other ideas. Making this chase even more dramatic is that they've yet to clinch the Western Conference. Now, Golick thinks the Warriors are locked to have the #1 seed in the West, but the Spurs will get to the full.
The co-host of His and Hers, and Jamel, I know that you covered college basketball exclusively for a few years and have covered it overall for a number of years. Let's get through some basics here. Tyler Summit, age 23, and head coach of, for people who don't know, Louisiana Tech, was one of the great women's basketball programs in history. What do you make of what we know about this story? So
again, she was the gold standard in this profession, so you have no excuse to engage in the kind of behavior he is reportedly engaged in.
after growing up with the Hall of Fame mother and the shining
It's surrounded
example.
by many Hall of Fame players who also stood for high character and values.
Much more on this story, I'm sure, will come forth, and we appreciate your perspective here in the early going as this story is just now emerging. Jamel Hill, and you can see her later today on His and Hers.
Anyway, so hey, I got
another. He's got it either way.
Yeah, it's good for him.
Well, Tibbs, you spent this year away from the NBA, actually immersed in the NBA, visiting other NBA teams, including the Spurs, including the Warriors, spending a week in each spot. What have you learned in observing this Warriors team?
Well, I think you're talking about.
Are these guys loose? Are they tense about the history that they're on the brink of?
It's a very interesting team. I think
The season as the major challenger to the Cavs in the East, and they're likely out. Haven't missed since 2008. They made the playoffs in each of your years there. What happened to this team?
Well, I think a couple of things.
Which team are you taking to the playoffs next year? That was my better question.
He's so mum on that. I tried last time he was here. We'll be talking about you in the playoffs next year. This time, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Tibbs,
Thank you.
thanks. Always good to see you.
Good morning, guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Tony.
Welcome
How are
in.
you?
Well,
You snuck up on us.
Yes, I come here to talk to you guys about another slumping team.